I'm working for an NGO called Teach South Africa, and I've been teaching at Fumana Comprehensive for the last 2 years. As part of an ambassador, we're supposed to do a project that involves the school, the learners, as well as the community. And at first, the garden was supposed to be help with the feeding scheme, but then by accident we discovered that we can also integrate the garden into the classroom. And then we heard about this EduPlant competition. So we thought, why don't we join this? Because we are already doing it. In order for us to set up the garden, we needed funding. And through a generous sponsor from ABSA, we were able to start this garden. The school did most of the work. Food Institute for Africa came in and facilitated the program, gave us a couple of workshops, and then from there onwards we just moved on our own. And they really enjoyed it because they don't experience this on a daily basis, so it was an enjoyable and fun activity for them. It was a great way of showing the learners practically how things work. For example, in the biology or life sciences classroom, the learners can do osmosis and all different things practically, because most of the things are classroom based. But if you have the opportunity and you have the facilities to do it practically, it opens their minds much better.
It really helped me a lot to understand the work a lot better. I could see the apparatus and feel them. For an example, while we were doing the process of mitosis, we were checking how great is the water holding capacity of the potato. So it really helped me a lot, and I improved my marks from 75% to 89%.
I do think that the teachers of other subjects could use the garden to make their subjects more interesting and more understandable. Because when we're doing other experiments, we could feel the things physically.
The fact that my teacher is using EduPlant Garden to teach the subject, it makes the subject interesting, despite the fact that it makes his job easier. It also helps us to find the subject easy and interesting, and we do the things practical instead of staying in class, taking the experiments from the textbooks.
I decided to use the EduPlant Garden to enrich the learners' knowledge, because when you're telling them something in class without seeing it, they don't necessarily understand it. But when you're having it physically, so touching it and showing and demonstrating, cutting there, then they tend to understand much better. The advice that I would give to other teachers who will start to have EduPlant Gardens is to really have timing as to what to plant when, so it can go with the syllabus that is taking place in class. Find that you're having potatoes January while you need them around April.
We were able to harvest enough cabbage to supply the feeding scheme, as well as to sell to some of the teachers, as well as the people in the community, to raise funds for new seedlings. On average, we are trying to harvest as much as possible, so that half can go to the feeding scheme and half can be used to raise funds for the school. We are trying to expand the garden and make it open to the whole community as well. At the moment, we are planting vegetables that will aid in the feeding scheme. So we are planting onions, beetroot, cabbage, spinach, as well as lettuce and tomatoes. And we are probably in the future, we will go on and start planting pumpkins as well as potatoes. I want to thank the learners that participated in this project, as well as the sponsors of this. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been here.